In social justice initiatives, very often we focus on the struggles of those people impacted by racism. But in doing so, we ignore the reality of those perpetuating racism.
So consistently left off the table is dominant culture, or white people. And to decolonize the racial mind, we have to start, I think, with white people who are socialized to be functionally illiterate on the topic of race.
Because white people often live highly segregated lives, they are socialized not to think of themselves in racial terms. Thus, they have no learned ability to grapple with the nuances of mixed-race interactions.
My neighborhood growing up was not racially diverse at all. Every family in my neighborhood was also Caucasian. Throughout my time in school, I have continually been taught that skin does not matter. Is that familiar to you? It should be, because this is the dominant white racial narrative post-civil rights.
The current paradigm of racism is a good-bad dichotomy. The idea is that if you don't have conscious bad intentions toward people of color, you cannot be racist. But that just isn't true.
It actually has functioned beautifully to protect racism, because it became this simplistic either-or moral formula that makes it virtually impossible to talk to the average white person about the inevitable absorption of a racist worldview that we get by being raised in a racist culture.
Even self-proclaimed white progressives, when confronted with the possibility of their being racist, will often react in a way that removes any obligation on their part to reflect further.
We say stuff like this: oh, I work in a very diverse environment. I have people of color in my family. Me? I'm not racist. I used to live in New York.
Statements like this are meant to serve as evidence that the speaker is not racist. But if we look at how these narratives function in a conversation, we can see that they are harmful.
They exempt the person from any further engagement or involvement. They take race off the table. They close rather than open the exploration. And in doing that, they protect the racial order and the white position within it. They're actually, in practice and impact, not any more progressive.
To start to break this barrier down, as a white person, the first step is to work off of the assumption that you really are part of the problem.
You're the one that your co-workers of color go home and just hold those microaggressions that you didn't mean to give, and that you aren't aware that you gave, but you did.
Be mindful of your white fragility. Pushing back on a racist worldview is hard, but it is the job of each individual white person to grapple with that, not to burden people of color with your emotions.
There's so much good information out there, and one way to break with whiteness is take the initiative, break through the apathy, the arrogance, and the certitude, and the lack of humility that you don't need to do anything different, and go look it up.
For more information on combating internalized racism, click subscribe today and never miss an episode.